Today we are going to see what is my favorite top 5 benchmarking tools for generative AI models. Let's dive in. For the generative AI benchmarking, in the top 5 position, we have ranked AGI. This is an individually person maintained repository, and in the leaderboard, it's clearly showing in the form of a column and row structure. You can also see the different metrics used to show this. For example, the mathematicals, the scientifics, and also the code-based benchmarks. Then you can click on the models that will show you the different models this particular benchmarking tool is focusing. You can also filter it with when this is released and what type of license. On the top 4 position, we have Vellum LLM Leaderboard. And this is easy to follow, a graphic and chart based leaderboard. As you can see, in the first chart organization, the Vellum is showing the models, the most promising and the most favorite models in terms of its different purpose. For example, this is for reasoning. As we can see, the Grok is on the top position and OpenAI O3 Mini is in the least position, but still it's have 80%. When it comes to mathematical problems, we have the OpenAI is in the top positions. And when it comes to the coding practice, we have Claude Sonnet in the top position. And next type of categorization, if you scroll down, it is independent evaluation framework. Based on the BFCL framework, we have Meta's tool on the top, while in the case of reasoning evaluation framework called GRINT, we also have the Google. Gemini is on the top positions, while the Llama is not on the top position for the reasoning task. But in the case of scientific and highly reasoning jobs like humanities last exam, we have OpenAI O3 in the top position, while Gemini 2.5 Flash is not on the top positions. And here, if you see, the scoring is just 20%. Okay, it's not even one of the quarter of 100%. So this is one of the famous evaluation framework used to analyze the reasoning or the thinking power of the generative AI model. I have done a video on this humanities last exam evaluation framework. Please do check out. And if we again further, we can see that there is another type of classification that is based on which model performing the very fast way. Here we can see the meta models, the LLama models are winning in the fastest model, but their reasoning power is not so good. So we will be able to get lots of errors, but at the same time, this is fastest model. And then lowest latency, that this is also linked to the fastest model. We can see that the meta is performing well, but also the flash also. Then in terms of inference or generating the response, which is the cheapest model, as we can see, the Nova or Micro are the cheapest one. Then it comes to the Gemini models from the Googles. So as you can see, the Vellum is clearly giving you an easy to follow graphical representation, and but it is only taking few of the models which is very popular. On the top 3 position, I have artificial analysis. This is also a leaderboard maintained by an AI evaluation company called Artificial Analysis, similar to Vellum. Vellum is also a company which is working on generative AI evaluation. So artificial analysis leaderboard also categorizing the generative AI model with respect to charts and graphs. And here we can see this is the highlighted portion of them, and it is characterized by intelligence and speed of the model and price of the model. As we can see, the lower is the better in terms of price, and we have the from the Alibaba we have a winner and also Meta, but the Anthropic And the common ones like Google and OpenAI is not that much cheap, but it is highly performing. If you look here, the intelligence part, O4 Mini is the highest one. Then it comes to Gemini 2.5 Pro, just a matter of one point difference from 70 to 69. While in the case of speed, the Gemini 2.5 and Pro is really the winning one. So let's move on to the next comparison, which is artificial analysis intelligence index. Similar to that, you can follow this, and on the right side we can see, in order to calculate this intelligence based of benchmarking, which type of evaluation metrics they are using. So mmlu, gpqa, humanities last exam, live code bench, science code, aime, mathematical 500. These are the different evaluation methodologies they are using to evaluate and then finally come up with the scores. And what I am really interested is here the humanities last exam. Yeah, if you see here, most of the models is always 60, 70, 80, 90. When it comes to humanities last exam, the reasoning and the knowledge, the highest performing model score is 20. Okay, and the least performing is 3. If you look at the llama 4, if we can see even the llama 4 scout, we can see it's just 4 and 5 percentage. And this is an interesting chart. It's a quadratic chart, and we can see here on the horizontal axis we have the price, and on the vertical axis we have the artificial intelligence. That means this chart will help us to choose the cheapest model but still have the highest intelligence power of the model. So if you choose this OpenAI or Grok 3 Mini, this is one of the highest model but the cheapest. So using this chart, you can choose the cheapest model, but at the same time, this can be used for most intelligent and reasoning task. My next favorite and in top 2 position for generative AI model benchmarking is LMArena. So this is an open platform for crowdsourced AI benchmarking, and this is developed by researchers from UC Berkeley Skylab and LMArena. As we can see, hundreds of thousands of user votes or hundreds of thousands of PhD research scientists or real developers are used to maintain this leaderboard. So that's why this is in my top 2 positions. Okay. And here it's not easy to follow, like Vellum is maintained by the product company itself. So there might be some biases you would see there. Okay. But still not a blunder, but still you will see a slight biases over there. But here it's open source and it is from the right battleground. And one cool thing about this is, as you can see here, they will compare side to side each model. So you can choose one model here on the left side, and then you can choose another model on the right side. At the moment of recording, this is not working, but otherwise they will compare both models and then they will show you the different scoring for that. Okay, and here we can see an overview of each model and with its rank. So overall rank for Gemini 2.5 is 1. So in the overview section, like for generic purpose generative AI model, Gemini 2.5 Pro according to the LMArena is the winner, and O3 is the second overall winner. And we can also see this ranking for different type of tasks. For example, the hard prompts, coding, math, creative writing, instruction following, like that. And if you see here for the longer query, the Gemini 2.5 is having 1, but O3 from the OpenAI is having a rank of just 5. Okay, so this is from their research battleground, they are able to find out this. But if you look into other benchmarking systems, you may not be able to get this information. Okay. Now, if we move on to this, we can see that they also have the leaderboard based on the price analysis. Here, it will be surprising that we will see Llama 4 in the highest point, but it's not a reasoning models, but the general purpose LLM LLM jobs. It's in the highest and it's still cheap. And if you see here, we can't see anything open AI. But if you look into other platform, we still see some of the open AI model and the Grok models is cheap and it's highly performing. But for this open source leaderboards, we are not seeing that type of pattern. Okay, so we have to distinguish and we have to take the decision. I would like to follow this open source leaderboard because it is more battle proven, and they've done a lot of work to create this is coming from the real world examples other than just going into the theories. And if you continue, we can see that they have characterization and ranking mode based on text to image models. So Imagen from Google is the number one winner for text to image model. When it comes to the vision, Gemini 2.5 is the winner, followed by ChatGPT 4o. When it comes to the coding jobs, we can see that Gemini is the winner, followed by Claude. That makes sense. And when it comes to Copilot, we can see DeepSeek is the winner, followed by Claude and Mistral, and then Metalama. Okay, we don't see the OpenAI on anything here. And by this Copilot, what they mean is Copilot is a free AI coding assistant that provides paired response from different state-of-the-art LLM. So in this case, DeepSeek is the winner. So we can use this LMArena dashboard for an open source or a genuine benchmarking opinion rather than following a product company's opinion. But if we compare both product companies and also this open source leaderboard, and if we finding a model which is stick for our purpose and still it is fast and cheap, then we can confidently choose that particular model. Here we need to look into what type of business problem you are solving. For example, are you solving a image text to image problem, or a code pilot, a coding agent problem, or just a normal general purpose large language model problem? So the top one, the winner is Hugging Face Open LLM Leaderboard. Why this is my top favorite? Because it show all the models available in the market. It is also show all open source, all proprietary, and this is also a battle tested leaderboard. That means we know that Hugging Face is used by millions of developers all around the world, including enterprises and small companies and also hobby developers. So the scoring is vetted by a large group of people from the different domains. As you can see, we're seeing a model which probably not heard of, which is Maziar Panahi Kame 3.2 instead 78 billion, and that's having the number one score. So you, and it is also having filters for leaderboards like edge devices, consumer facing large language model, or GPU rich type of applications, and only the proprietary or official providers. So we can choose different filters, or we can have our own advanced filters to see this leaderboard, because it's a huge leaderboard with lots of models. And one other important thing I have noticed here, only in the LLM Hugging Face LLM leaderboard, is it is also showing the carbon emission cost for a model. Okay, so if you are a climate enthusiast, and if you are also care about the carbon emission when you are finding the correct model, then you can use this leaderboard. And that is also another reason for me Hugging Face is in the top one list for understanding the benchmarking for generative AI model. And this carbon emission is not just the climate friendly scoring. The higher the cost of carbon emission, the higher the electricity is using. So of course the model proprietors will charge back this amount to the customers. So if this amount is less, means the cost of producing the output is less, so the model will be cheapest for the consumer or to you as well. So this particular metrics is, for me, it looks very interesting and very fascinating. So that's why I want to show you this specifically in this. Otherwise it's common, other metrics are common even for the Hugging Face Leaderboard, but they have lots of models and it is vetted by a large community of developers, researchers, and enterprise and hobby developers. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, please like, share, and comment. Also subscribe so you will not miss if I am producing any other interesting videos in the future.